Hey guys, welcome back to Plots with a Twist,
where we discuss books
amongst other things. And today it's the end of the month or beginning of the new month. So we're gonna get into our wrap up and our TBR.
We're really just gonna do the TBR.
I have some stuff to talk about.
She got a little wrap up, but that's neither here nor there. So
let's get into it.
Let's start.
So, you want to tell the people why you're not going to participate in wrap up?
I said it already.
You got to say it to them. Explain yourself.
Because I didn't read no books. Like, why else wouldn't I have any? So, I just haven't been in the mood to read, guys. Even though I'm home and quarantined and all that good stuff, like, I don't know. I'm just not feeling like reading. Like, I just am not. I'm still reading Immortalists, and it's a good book. I'm enjoying it, but I'm not like, ooh, I got to get home and read this and just like get into it. You know how some books just make you feel like that? Like,
that's why I said you're reading the wrong book.
But it's not even that, because I don't feel like reading anything else either. So,
because you're still stuck. You're stuck.
But I'm going to read. So yeah, that's why I don't have anything. You can go ahead and get into your little wrap up or whatever.
Okay, well, I'll make it quick. So I did finish the Immortalists. So that's book 1 that I finished for the month of April.
I'm almost done.
She's almost done. So if you don't know, the Immortalists is about 4 siblings. The Gold family. They go see I don't know what you want to call her. She's called different things in the book. Like a fortune teller. And she tells them at a young age the date of their deaths. And so it goes into each sibling as they go through their life and make those decisions that either lead to that date or not. So basically, so that one almost stopped my momentum, I will say. So I can see why she's stuck if she's still reading that, because it's good. It just wasn't as exciting as I was expecting. Especially when I'm like, okay, it's got a touch of magical realism with the fortune teller, but like that's it. So I don't know. I just wanted something a little bit. If it was going to be that slow paced, I wanted it to be a little bit more hearty. I wasn't as connected to the characters as I'd like to be. I know some like kind of, what do you call them, like stories like that where it's like focusing on each person.
Yeah. Individually, like tells each story.
Yeah, kind of like The Nest or something like that. I wanted to be more like I'm rooting for these characters, and I just found myself not as invested. But it wasn't bad. It just wasn't great. Yeah. So I will say that.
It's good writing.
It is good writing.
And it's an interesting story, so I want to finish, but I'm not there.
All right, but other than that, so I finished Behind Closed Doors by B.A. Paris, and that one was like interesting. It got my momentum back. I was like, okay, this is where I need to be, because
I might read that after I read Immortals, just if it's good like that.
I told you, like, it's suspense.
But I'm gonna finish Immortals. I'm not. She wants me to abandon it. I'm not gonna abandon it.
Just slow it down. But it's suspense. Suspense is just like, okay, boom. And this one in particular, I'm not gonna say it's like the best suspense I've read, but I haven't been reading suspense for a while now. And the last suspense story I read, which was like The Silent Patient, I think, and that one did not live up to the hype for me. So coming off of that and this being my next suspense story, it was like, okay, I was in there, girl. And you can kind of fault and kind of point out some of the issues in the plot, but ultimately I think the author did a good job of kind of explaining the obvious. So basically, if you don't know what Behind Closed Doors is about, it's about a couple seemingly perfect. He's rich, she's beautiful, and he's always attached to her side, and no one knows what happens behind closed doors with this particular couple. And it's got some plot twists, it got some major things, but basically, spoiler, that's not a major spoiler because you can tell, but spoiler, she's like being held captive by him. So ultimately, when you think of the way she can escape, it's kind of like, okay, the author comes back and explains why she's not using that route. So it does kind of have that element of, if this was me or if this was that, you know, you can always explain away. But I think ultimately those things or those situations kind of help the progression of the story to build up the climax. And I think it just did a good job of doing that. So I won't say it's like the greatest suspense ever, but it definitely is a good one, and I would suggest people check it out. So other than that, what else I finished? I just, my throat is getting dry because I'm talking about all the books I read. Anyway. So other than that, I do have one I finished. So that was Lock Every Door by Riley Sager. Mm-hmm. That was my first experience with that particular author. And ultimately, it was about an apartment sitter who basically is apartment sitting at this elusive building in New York City, where pretty much the richest of the rich live. And she doesn't understand why she got this opportunity, but it's a chance for her to reset. They have these strict rules for the apartment sitters, which her friend finds weird, but she's in a desperate situation where she needs the money. They're about to pay her $4,000 a month and all this other stuff. She meets another apartment sitter, the day before, like the first day she moves in, and befriends her, but the next day the girl goes missing. So basically the main character goes on this search for this other girl that she's met and connected with. And again, it's one of those where it's like, why she's so invested, but the author does a good job of giving the backstory of the main character, so you understand why she is so invested in looking for this girl. Is connected to some of her childhood trauma and all that. So it was a good one. It has some plot twists too. Like I said, there's suspense. And I did that one on the Libby app, so it was an ebook, which was odd for me. But once I actually got into the habit of holding the phone and swiping and whatnot, I was like up all night reading that book. Like it was really good. So that's a good one too. I did have an audiobook. I started The Outsider, haven't finished it, by Stephen King.
I think I'm going to order that book and try to read it.
It reads like the show. So really? I do, yeah, like, of course some details are different, but like how it has this cut scenes in the show, and it's like, he's driving to go arrest him, and then it's this person's interview. Like it does that in the book as well. So it's really, so far, I'm not really far into it. I think I'm like 12% in. But so far it's pretty good. I'm curious to see how it translates when it gets to the like horror or supernatural element of it. But I'm enjoying it. It's do bad. But that's it. That's all I started. Oh, I started The Wife Between Us too. And that one is juicy. All right. Boom, bam. Thank you, ma'am. Let's get into our TBRs for the month of May. Okay, what you reading, girl? Because you got a lot of making up to do.
I'm going to read all the books I said I was going to read last month. Plus, but I'm going to try to like get that in there too. But for the month of May, for my TBR, first up we have Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo. And to be completely honest, I know this is a fantasy book. Is it YA? It's YA fantasy. I'm not sure exactly what this is about, but I know it's a very popular book among fantasy people who love fantasy and.
Is that like a Ring of Thieves or something?
Yeah, something of that nature.
We'll figure it out.
So something about a heist and criminal prodigy. So and I'm pretty sure you guys have all heard about this book already by now. But yeah, that is on the list for May.
I'll be joining her in that. One of my TBRs is going to be another audiobook, unless the ebook becomes available for me. But I'm going to be reading Darling Rose Gold by Stephanie Wrobel. I don't even know what it's about, but I've just seen it circulating on social media. And it was just one I put on hold on Libby, and it became available. So let's get to it in May. What you got, girl?
Next, I have Into the Water by Kristen's favorite, Paula Hawkins. Just kidding. She hated Girl on the Train, so that's why
I didn't hate it. It just wasn't good.
You hated it. So this book is about, I just read the inside jacket, but it's about a single mother who turns up dead in the ocean or the river, and she leaves behind a daughter, a 15-year-old daughter who now has to be raised by a sister, and it just goes into that whole story. And another little like suspense thriller type of situation.
Let me write that down.
So and I've had this book. We bought this like So I want to say last year from a book sale.
Either last year or the
that.
end of the year before.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, so we've had this book for a while, and even though I didn't read Girl on the Train because Kristen discouraged me from reading it, but I did want to go ahead and
My bad.
just take a look at this because she is a New York Times bestselling author, despite what Kristen thinks. So.
That don't mean that.
I'm just playing.
I might go ahead and give that a try as well. Give her a second attempt.
Mm-hmm.
But another book that became available for me on the Libby app,
Mm-hmm.
or no, it's about to become available for me. So if it doesn't, because it says approximately 2 weeks, we'll see. But if it does, that's going to be The Boy from the Woods by Harlen Coben. I've never read any Harlen Coben, and I think he has quite a few books.
Mm-hmm. I've heard of that book in particular.
So, yeah, I'll just try his latest, and then if I'm digging it, I might try some of his other works.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so the last book for me is one that Kristen has started and will be bringing into May. That I'm gonna, and which was probably, this was on our TBR last time, right? That's fine. I don't care. The White Between Us. So we've already kind of like talked about this book, but yeah, it's a little juicy thriller or whatever that we're gonna get into. Yeah, and I'm also still gonna read The Girl with the Louding Voice and Swing Time by Zadie Smith. I'm gonna keep you posted on those, but we're gonna hit the ground running in May. As soon as I'm done with Immortalists, because I'm gonna finish it. Okay. Is that it for you, or you got one more?
If I have time, I have options, because we buy books. I have them. If I have time, let's see. That one's too big. That one, let's look at it. If I have time, this is the only one physically I have. I kind of want to do another YA because I feel like that's going to be a quicker read. So I might do They Both Die at the End. So this one came out a few years ago, but it's about these two guys that live in this kind of alternate universe where you're told the day you die. And both of them receive the same notification on the same day, and you can go on this app that is called like Last Friend, and you can basically connect with someone on your last day. So they come together and spend a lifetime together in a day. And so I don't know, I've wanted to read this. I bought this on a whim, so we'll see. If I have time, I might get to this or something else, but I'll just throw that in the mix as a maybe.
So that's it for the month of May. We are going to, I'm going to get back on track this month.
You need to get it together. The people are disappointed.
No, they're not. They understand. They understand that we're all going through something right now as a nation. I mean, as a world. So it's just hard to get my mind on reading, but I'm going to get it together this month. So that's my TBR.
I'm back. The girl is back.
And she's not humble. That's why you can't do stuff like this with people like her.
I am humble. I'm humble. Anyway, so until next time, guys, let us know what you're reading. Let us know, what are you doing to get motivated? What's that book that kept you going? Because she needs to know. And yeah, until next time.
We'll see you next time, guys. Bye.
Bye.